Whether you understand it or not, time is hitting you every single second, and time can be divided in three: spirit of condemnation, spirit of hatred, and spirit of care. So I know you have your own customs and your own traditions and your own way of decoding spiritual into the physical. Just take mine. Divide it by three: condemnation, hatred, and care. You're walking around on this earth, in this universe, with its law, with its laws, and somebody shows up and cares for you. That's a plus. Somebody shows up and condemns you. You're crazy, you're this, or stabs you, or shoots you, or spreads false gossip, false testimonies, people that harm you, your enemies. And then you have those who hate you. They don't like it that you are one step above, have a little bit more than them. They're on your side, but they just want to lower you a little bit. So they don't want to kill you. They just want to put you back where they think you belong in their own personal evaluation system. Like how Jesus Christ experienced that in his life through the vessel called Judas. Here comes. Adam defied God. God said, go play, do what you want, do anything you want. You see that tree over there? Dare not touch it. You will surely die. That was the covenant. Do as you please. Everything is yours. Just don't press that one button. So a puny created being defied an almighty being. And then Adam died. He fell under the condemnation. That's called being cursed. So Jesus Christ had to carry this curse. So defying God like how Adam defied God. People don't understand this, but I'm going to teach you so that you can understand. When a quote-unquote incel walks up to me with the big blah 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 and thinks he can challenge me, yeah, that's a pretty heavy. It's like, what do you want me to do? You know what I mean? Do you want me to give you a fucking demonstration? And then at one point you're watching in disbelief. You know what I mean? You're watching in disbelief. So if you are people of expertise in the martial arts, like people of low rank who first enter the ring, they talk all this shit. And people in high rank with high skills, they don't talk. They just come and fuck you up. The language, you have to accept it. This is my way of communicating things. So the more amateuristic someone is, the bigger the blah blah blah. And it is after a week you're watching it and you go like, you try to communicate with it. Are you sure you understand what you're doing? And after a month it becomes an irritation. And after 3 months you're like, shall I show you something? Only the power difference between the two is so extreme that once you quote unquote exercise some correction, is lethal to such a low-level individual. This is a little bit how that feels. When Adam ate that apple, it's like Adam put himself in the position of lawmaker. If God tolerated that, well, then Adam could manipulate God, and you can't manipulate God, so God was forced. It is difficult understanding the ways of God. So the humans fell in the condemnation, and to get back into the grace of God, into the acceptation of God, Jesus was born and he took what is known as condemnation. So everything that was fit for Adam was placed upon Jesus, and then Jesus, who didn't do what Adam or any of the sons of Adam or grandsons or grandchildren, the humans, didn't do anything that angered God, no violation against universal law, and he kept being hit by condemnation, and he kept being hit by hatred. This is the understanding. Divide reality through three. Anyone can understand. Jesus Christ healed on the Sabbath. Boom, hit by the hatred. All these religious people come and hate on him for doing that, what he's doing. And at one point came the condemnation. Boom, that hit him. Right? And at one point, the game is over. The doses has been dosed. And then comes the next cycle. So in Japanese tradition, this cycle is called the calm. There are spiritually capable people on the earth. I'm just using an example. So you as an individual, no matter where you come from, I'm talking transcendental in the sense, it doesn't matter what borders, it doesn't matter what authority system, you are under this. Whether it be what your ancestors have done, or robbing other nations like colonizing, whereby there's a national curse, or even worse, genocide or mass murder or any power abuse. Whether it be relationship curses, your ancestors, direct ancestors, grandparents and stuff, did this, that, and did this and this, all that stuff in the blood. It manifests itself in your life as condemnation. That's the hardest. So you're preaching the Bible in the church and somebody stabs you. You're preaching the Bible in open and somebody jails you. You know what I mean? That's the real condemnation. Being damaged for doing what you believe to be God's will or the right thing. Being damaged for doing the right thing. You know, that is pure condemnation. So everyone experiences this condemnation in its own way. Men of ancient days all of a sudden lost one eye and started walking out. The wise man, the mistakes of a man make him a wise man. So he become wise by pain, by the consequence of his deeds. He become careful. You know, you see these characters that get scratches in their face from battle. That's when they become wise. You see, wise men always have damage somewhere. Hardly ever a wise man become a wise man without some kind of severe damage, because it's that condemnation that falls upon a man or a woman that make that man or woman careful. And then the course is altered to avoid more condemnation. Right? So that's falling upon Europe right now, and not just Europe, upon the United States too, in the West in general. The grace of God avoids condemnation to fall upon you. So the moment the graciousness of God leaves you, as how is occurring in the West right now, I upload this video called the death wind, death storm over Europe. The moment the grace of God leaves the West, that's how you're going to experience that in the coming war cycle, condemnation enters. By the grace of God, you're not under condemnation, but you can still be hated. You know, Joseph walked around in the Bible and his brothers hated him. Jesus was hated by this man called Judas. So to be released from the curse, it's like to be blessed, like to live a life of no issues, have no professional bad karma there, relationship bad karma there, health bad karma there, you know, generational curse here, right? All these curses left and right, things not working. To get all that stuff that doesn't work out of your system, you have to overcome that doses of spirit of condemnation. Then you have to overcome that doses of spirit of hatred. And then whatever is left is called spirit of care. So you're walking around doing the right thing. At the beginning, spirit of condemnation will smash you. And most of you will end up like that man with that one eye, or some scratch in the face. And then you start doing the right thing as a wise man, a wise woman. And then all of a sudden everyone around you is going to hate you. It's going to bring you up your past and say, who were you? You know, bring you back down where you quote unquote belong. You know what I mean? All that hatred will come at you. You'll keep doing the right thing. All of a sudden condemnation and hatred spirit away from your soul, no longer projected upon you by this universe. This experience called reality. And then all that's left is called spirit of care. So in the beginning, people will care only a little bit, because that's your positive karma. Only a little bit. And then you start doing the right thing, people will care more and more and more and more. At one point, people will care super much, and people will only care. So under the grace of God, the Westerners, their grand ancestors, built all these churches, and they had lives very easy because all this care. Everyone cared for you and this and all this care. People here in the West are used to this care because they inherited that from the generational line. It's all Christian, everything. Not now, but 100 years ago, everything was Christian. All that generational blessing in the blood, and then you get born in this world, and everyone cares. And all of a sudden, the war came, and nobody cared anymore. That's that condemnation. So these are the goggles, the spiritual Grandmaster goggles.